Cool. Then allow me to rephrase. This is the system that we are using, the one that I just performed for you. This is not up for debate. We're looking at the origin of the problem for the purpose of the expansion of the system that we have already in place, that I just performed for you, that works totally. Denies you nothing, you have no complaints, you have no arguments. This entire segment, don't touch it. Haven't and should have no place whatsoever. ISIS killed Nag. So the garbage about, everything from masturbating to how you look on the outside. Once there is no origin of problem, then we can start to look at other things, like reconstructing and building even higher, which was the initial proposal, which was what was going on, which has been laid out, which is the framework, which is the schematic, which is the total, which is correct, which is full, which is religious, which is useful, which is good, which is done. Which is what we were doing. Before, wait, what had to happen? Something had to happen. What had to happen? What happened? Because you didn't stop. That's why. And the reason that you didn't stop is you don't want to stop. And so that's where your haven't and should come into play as your want, which is why you're obsessed with awareness, basically. Noses up and uber judgmental and disgusting pigs. Worthless. We did look at your system, and it is useless. Some people stopped. Some people didn't. Some people looked up there at the apex and said, I want something out of there. Despite all odds, no physics, just some random ass fucking theft and reaction, then going on to find some sort of culprit or stool to pin or hinge these notions onto. And that's not want. As we found out. That's not free will, as we found out. That's not yourself, as we found out. So you jumped in the shoes or the pants or the suspenders or the hat or whatever, and it didn't fit, is the commonality between all of this. She's not that good at magic, is the thing. He's not that good at law, is the thing. He's not that good at being funny or correct, is the thing. He's not that good at avoiding the issue, is the thing. He's not that good at police work, is the thing. All of these illegal steps for you to get what you want, because you said if you got what you want, everything would be okay. You didn't get there. And it just kept going and going. I haven't and we should. Haven't and we should. The capital of Dennis Glugg. All of you. And then there was the condition of how he wanted to link haven't and should to being good and remembering. But it's kind of funny because it's the same debate that we're having now. Like, there has to be a body or a base, a 2 plus, that's good in order for the remembering to occur. And the good specifically was attacked. And the reason it was attacked was to make way for this reactionary momentum that has nothing to do with anything except a catalog of immoral superiority resulting in treason and terror. And your insistence was that those things are equal. And just very base, if they were equal, then there would be no difference. You wouldn't exist. So if you really believe even in heaven and should, you probably should have just kind of wrapped it up with the rest of the stuff and let it kind of tuck into the greater unknown. Say maybe 1, 2, or 3 things. Make your point so that you don't, suffer. You could publish a book rather than breaking into my house, for example. That might be a constitutional way to go about it, wouldn't it? That's about as complicated as it gets. You didn't get across the threshold even though you wanted to. That was your intention. Then you posited your action out there to do that because that's your will. Because you formed your body via conditioning. Which is why we're always moving these time environmental segments around. Oh, what's the condition? What's the condition? Well, the answer might change because of relativity. Wasting time the whole time, none of it's intuitive. Not only is none of it intuitive, none of it plugs into actual constitutionality. So then we trace your posit back to its origin, and it's a giant fucking mess of a problem called organized crime. 5 different wars we fought in the United States against this garbage. Garbage Jews. To quote Neil Young, you can't have a cupboard if there ain't no wall. So where would we start? But from the raw. Not the wrong, the raw. As we found out later, these subtle emotions that you call weak in name of domination are actually the supersymmetrical and strong ones. The ones that go the whole way around the world and check your work and bring enlightenment and bestow peace, have goodness, movement, truth, reconciliation, supersymmetry, unless I already said that, alignment to spirit, pursuit of happiness, destiny inherent, goodwill, all of those things. You weren't aiming for those things. Your want was not part of this collective, is the thing. I am allowed to seal people out of holy matters, and you have been sealed out. And that's, even if you don't or can't or won't or whatever, accept the reality which I've just presented, which is the one that we're using because it's the one that's there. The idea that you would want that which I've just outlined, is now something working against you. If you're looking in terms of some sort of appeal, and then your other option is, oh wait, you don't have one, because that's the way that you build it. Get everything down to one fine measure sort of thing, in total polarity, and now we have to push you back and push you back and push you back and push you back. Not only do we need you out of the triangle, but then this segment here is Islamic. And as that gets enlarged, we throw another one of these, and we have a giant pyramid. Whether or not something non-monotheistic wants to be involved with that, I don't know, but it could go to the other side of that, and then you would have your momentum, and then you would have a place where the momentum ends. But that I would have a problem here, or that I would have a problem here, or I would have a problem here, is not true. Those things haven't happened yet. Why are we doing the Jewish notion of sin rather than something else? Because it works better. So are we doing pain and punishment, personal targeting, violating initial space, snooping around, going through garbage? No. Oh, because if I do that, then I have to treat you like a sub too, because that's the Christian way. Domination is a lie. Now you're the Antichrist. What did the Catholics want out of? Oh, the DS bullshit, which they then blamed on dark and then found out that it's not that. The alchemy is not that, yeah. Sorcery is not that, yeah. Then it went the whole way to learning about learning. And as it turns out, that's a better system than anything else on the planet. Went higher, faster, and stronger than any goddamn thing else. That tower there. So resist it, break into it, steal it, claim it as your own. No. So you had a superimposition of an overlay, which you then represented with AI. So you're either helping us fight the Antichrist bullshit, or you're dying. Then we went further into basically conversions. Not of religion, which is what you wanted. Oh, I want you to take segment 495A3B, and I want you to move it to section 9684, 1206, BF47. So that when look at your AI, and I'll make your face match. So, this is mine. Because it says, I'll have you convert it, and then we're going to get a nice even keel. So you don't have no strength in none, crush you. And then we're going to do what we want with you because you're no good. That's our system. Taking the stance, of course, that religion isn't total. God isn't unanimous. There is no such thing as one logic, anything like that. The only conversion that you need, the only momentum that you need is getting rid of the Antichrist. And another way to look at that is disposing of incompletion. Why is this such a problem? Well, you can't transcend something if it's incomplete. Why am I involved currently? Oh, look. Blackmail. You can't transcend something unless it is complete. So if it's left incomplete, like shitty magic, why? What was that for? You have a club, shitty magic, improper propositions, non-total, thus illogical statements. You have those things in you, and then the quest would be the hope of some sort of efficiency related, the garage sale of getting rid of the things in you that you have no use for and applying them somewhere else. That's about as involved as it gets. It's all the same motion. Good momentum. Will. Why does he have will? If he's a sub, why does he have will? I better attack it because it's better than me. This is awesome. I love doing this, by the way. Guess how much the executive director of the CIA gets paid? Let's do it per year. Whew. I mean, it's not that I don't love you, but don't talk to me about market value. $9,600 per year. I had that figure nailed here, and that's top. Actually, that's a little more. That's what I do, yeah. Not like that requires, like a subtle state or decent meditation or at least respect to the point of non-interference, which I just explained. Yeah, even though you want that. Also, the general I want is gone. I get it. Is there a step in the middle there? Is there a point? And then that's just want, not need. So, you're out. Yeah, haven't and should as want is backwards, is what I'm saying. So whether you apply that to yourself or you apply that to other people, you're wrong. And then the easiest way or simplest way of describing how to get rid of that is to hate yourself. Shame is the impetus to learning, sort of thing. And if you have no self-reflection, if you don't do anything, you probably won't have a self-reflection, sort of thing. You also generate no experience, also generate no momentum. So this idea of like entrapping people in like shitty ass karma, that's slavery, which is probably the only takeaway that we can grasp from this whole AI experience. Half of us need this, a little less than half, the better half, some people gave no shit, saying that's life, except it's not. It's politics, and you're wrong. So, that's the coordination that it is. If you're employing problems-based society, do people owe you anything? No. And so that wraps up the whole anti-Semitic thing all at once. Oh, I needed you to help me. All information is available all the time. You know, the only reason that you would need a Jew, quote, to help you, quote, would be because you're employing problems-based society, which is totally unconstitutional and totally unnecessary. So this whole idea of this white power gig, we're going to drain you of your Jewish name so that we can wear it like blood bullshit. Guess who the garbage Jews are? Antichrist. So haven't, should, want, can't is kind of the total of your playbook. How you get your nose high, how you utilize AI, how you fucked up your entire life doing no good. It's such a... And then comparatively, I got all the right answers, was under all the stress of you, but still pulled out the correct answer. Better, if you want to phrase it in those terms. He didn't make it, is another way of putting it. So, no, 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 no,